Today I'm going to show you some fundamental basketball pivot drills. I'm Coach Charlie with AttackBball Academy. As a premier basketball player development coach, I want to train you today just like I've trained thousands of youth players all over the world for almost 2 decades. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how to execute the perfect front pivot, also known as forward pivot. Next, I'm going to show you the must-know drill to master reverse pivots. You may know them also as backward pivots. Last, I'm going to show you the #1 drill every player should practice to learn the drop step. And on top of that, I have a bonus that I'll give to you, but only if you stick around to the very end. All right, let's get right into how to execute the perfect front pivot, also known as a forward pivot. Before I get into action, what is a pivot? A pivot is a turn. It's a turn on the court, and the idea to pivoting is learning to square up to your target to either shoot it straight, right, or to go directly to where you have to go on the court. The advantages of footwork, finding your feet with footwork pivots, as an offensive player is it's hard for defenders to stop you and to really trap you because you can get out of trouble, right? You can get out of trouble situations whether you're moving or you have a dribble, you know how to, move, pivot, same concept. Defensively, it's how you actually stay with your offensive player, right? Pivots also go with defense as well. So let's talk about offense again. Going back to how to execute the perfect front pivot. So let's go over it right now. Left foot right now for me is going to be my pivot foot. I can lift that heel up, I can turn that foot with the toes digging to the ground, but I cannot lift it. My right foot's my lead foot. This is the foot that creates the action, right? This is the one that can actually turn, right? I can turn over, I can turn under. So when we teach pivoting at Attack Basketball, we want to pivot to literally attack, right? That's the whole point of it, not to turn and go into these motions because you're taking away your shot opportunity if you are in position to shoot. So we want to turn and think shot. So going over how to execute the perfect front pivot is learning how to do them in what we call quarter turns, like a quarterback stance. I'm going to actually shrink the space. You probably heard me say that before. If you have not, all that simply means is I'm going to isolate the skill. We're going to build the skill, then I'm going to execute the skill, going to what we call a game spot, shooting a game shot at game speed. So right now, as I isolate the skill, I'm going to do my quarter turns. Facing you first, what I'm going to do is do 25% turns. I have 4 pivots. Left foot, pivot foot, right foot, lead foot, live foot. I'm going to learn to turn strongly. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4, right? Equally parts 100%. I came back to my original position. Right now, that's my left foot, that's my pivot foot, my right foot, that's my lead foot. Now I'm gonna change it because we wanna learn to become ambidextrous. Right foot now is the pivot, left foot is the lead foot. 4 quarter turns, lead with your chest. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I'm gonna execute it. Once I shrink the space, now I'm going to work. First, I'm gonna execute a forward pivot, front pivot jump shot. Leading with my chest, turning strongly, shooting the basketball as if I'm right-handed. Turning, loading, lifting, right? Now I'm gonna do it as if I'm a lefty. Same concept, right foot, lead foot, turning, lifting, shooting, right? Because again, it's all about learning how to square up, right? Turning, squaring, turn, lift, forward pivot, front pivot, knockdown shot. Now let me go the opposite way. I'll put it into action. First as a right-handed player. As you turn into a quarter turn with your left foot as your lead foot, live foot, that left foot stays back when you shoot the basketball, right? That left foot stays back by right-handers, right? Quarter turns, lift up, shoot, right? No bad, no biggie. Nice little miss, turn strong, lift up, shoot it. Miss 2 in a row, don't chase it, replace it. Don't miss 3 in a row. Knock down, good. Now I'm doing it as a left-handed. Now, as a left-handed player, lead foot, left foot, when it's live, you step all the way through and then you shoot the basketball, okay? Again, learning how to turn. Last shot I take, forward front pivot, freeze my finish. I will not be able to get up and down, meaning to be consistent and reliable with my shot mechanics if my pivot turns were not smooth or squared up. So that's a great example of how to isolate the skill by shrinking the space, working on quarter turns, right, with both feet, and then executing them, say for me, at the free throw line. Making sure that when I turn, I'm squaring up perfectly. Now let me show you the must-know drill to understand how to execute a reverse pivot, also known as a back pivot or a backward pivot. What I want to do too So I want to go back a step, 20 seconds. When we work on skill, especially that front forward pivot, the whole point of these pivots, because they fit in multiple situations. A front pivot fits with a V cut. Say you're cutting, eluding a defender, catching it, learning to square up, a curl cut, a straight cut into turning. So when we learn skill and we teach skill attack basketball, again, it applies to multiple situations. So now going to, again, the reverse pivot, also known as a back or backwards pivot, also known as an inside pivot as well. You may know it as different names. This fits an L cut, so like popping out on the perimeter, learning how to turn, square up. So it's the opposite of what we just did, right? Again, quarter turns, going right into it. Right foot is my lead foot, live foot, left foot's pivot foot. I'm gonna go into my quarter turns. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Notice also that I'm in a shot position, right? I'm ready to shoot the basketball. I don't teach this triple threat stance because you're giving up that first opportunity that you can do when you actually catch it when you're in range, which is to shoot. You want to put your defender on alert. Left foot as my lead foot, going to my reverse pivot quarter turns. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, I'm in a shooting position. Whether you're right-handed, your right foot's forward, or if you're left-handed, you're doing these things, you want your left foot to stay forward, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Now, I go into my shooting, okay? I'm going right into the same concept, working on my jump shot. And again, my key indicator to know that my performance is on par is that I can make shots. I might miss them, it's all good. But when I square up, that's letting me know I'm squaring up how I need to be accurate and consistent when I shoot it. Quarter turn, lift up, shoot it. That's 1. Coming into a quarter turn again as a right-hander, lift up, that's 2. Right foot as the lead foot, but now let's say I'm left-handed. Now that that right foot goes back and you attack your shot, right? That's 1. Again, learning to square, that's the key. Right foot goes back, I lift up, shoot it. Now let's use the left foot as the lead foot, turning my body as a right-hander. The left foot goes back, keep your shot attack, lift up, right? That's 1, no big deal. Like that miss, don't miss 3 in a row. Name the game, that's 2. I like that miss, here I go. Can't miss 3, focus. Can't miss 3, that's the idea. It's 1, turn strong, lift up, that's 2. Now let's do it as a left-hander. Now left foot stays forward, lift up. You know the rule, I have a great spirit with my right hand. Right hand when I shoot, I can't miss 3 in a row. Left hand when I shoot, I can't miss 2 in a row. Here I go, right? Because I'm left-handed, right? No excuse on my left side. One more time, right? Give yourself a little goal sometimes when you work out, right? That's 1 miss, come back on it, quarter turn, lift up, shot. Right, and there you have it. If I'm to actually put that into a game shot, game spot situation, that's like popping out, catching it, lifting it, banking it off the glass, attacking the basket. Again, inside pivot, reverse pivot, back pivot, whatever you know it as. What they focus on, again, is more inward turns towards the basket when you use an L cut, when you pop out. Okay, when you set a pick and you pop, right? You open up to the ball. That open up is nothing more than like a reverse pivot, inside pivot, or back pivot, whatever you call it, right? I noticed that you're not a subscriber. I develop premier basketball players and roll out 20 high-quality videos every month to help you. So click that subscribe button. Let's get into the #1 drill you need to understand to master drop steps. And what's a drop step? A drop step now is when a defender's playing, say, being very concise, my right hip and shoulder tight. I want to take my right foot as a pivot, my left as a lead foot, and I want to step away from them. I want to take momentum away from them, and I want to drop my left foot. I want to drop that left foot and then dribble that basketball so I can pick up that right. So now how we do these is a little different because we're going to do it twice. We're going to do them kind of with my back to the basket. We're going to now again say my left foot is my lead foot. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn home to you so you can understand you cannot do this. They'll call travel. If you lead with your lead foot, and the referee knows that, I have that right to take that step, but I pick up that right foot and dribble that ball, that is a travel. But here's what I can do legally. I can lead with my left foot. I can turn my body, I can dribble, and then I can pick up that right foot. Now that's a legal move. So showing you again, slowing down, right step to the basket, turn body, look at my feet. I'm good on the turn, I dribble and go. You want to be smooth as possible. So I'm gonna do that a couple times, right? Here, one, dribble, take off. Now let's do it with the right foot. Right foot step, dribble, lift up, pivot foot. Right, peel again, left foot step, boom, dribble, lift up, pivot foot. I'm gonna just keep going back and forth. Right, again, isolating the skill. Isolating the skill so I'm not called for travel. I have the ability to step. I can now take a dribble and lift up that pivot foot. 2 more times, 1 and 2. Now let's put that into action. Little spin out, catch it, turn, lift up, shot. And now I'll just kind of mix up how I shoot the basketball. Right, catch it, dribble, step, lift, shot. Right, now let me get 2 makes with my right hand. Again, working on that drop step. Turn, lift up, shot. 1 miss, no biggie. Y'all know my rule, right? I can't miss no more than 3 with my right hand. Here I go, put me to the test. Put me to the test, y'all. Here I go, put me to the test. Uh-oh, I missed 3. That's all good. All good. All good. We'll get it. All right, can't miss no more than 3. Step the other way. Drop step, lift up. Got confused on what I was gonna do. Footwork wise, that's real. Down in right here, drop step, turn, lift, shot. Finish out. And there you have it. 3 pivots in basketball. A front pivot, an inside pivot, also known as a back pivot or reverse pivot, and a drop step. Those are all the 3 pivots you need to understand to master your feet and master this game. Let's keep the momentum going with that bonus I mentioned earlier. We've covered a lot in this video, and I really want to make sure I'm helping you out. So I'd like to offer you a guide that covers all the must-know basketball principles and in what switch to apply them. This is a powerful guide of best practice tips and skills empowering you to take charge of your game. Just click the link in the description below. You can download the guide I put together as my gift to you. Enjoy it and keep attacking.